Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum. I am Syad and you are watching my YouTube channel Farmer Inform. In Farmer Inform, we are discussing about tablet coating. Now in this video, we will discuss formulation of tablet coating or components of coating suspension or coating composition. Simply, we will discuss about the composition of the coating suspension which we use for the tablet coating. In this video, we will learn about basic parts or components which are used to manufacture or prepare a tablet coating suspension. So let's see, start our video. The first component or first part of the coating suspension is polymer or film former. Basically, we have 6 components. We will discuss one by one. First is polymer or film former. Second one is solvents. Third one is plasticizer. Fourth is colorants. Fifth is opacants. And sixth is miscellaneous. All these 6 components are used to prepare a coating suspension. Like in the same way, we use different excipients or we have different classes of the excipients used for tablet granulation, like diluents, diluents, binders, disintegrants, glidants. In the same way, we have different 6 classes or 6 components which are used for preparation of the coating suspension. Now we will start from the first component, which is polymer or film former. Film former is the main component of coating suspension which is used to coat. Polymer are the main component or polymer is the major portion of the coating suspension which is used to form a layer around the core tablet. So the main importance in the coating suspension is polymer. We will discuss different properties of the polymer. Polymer properties are, first is viscosity. We should use a polymer which should produce a coating suspension which is not too viscous. For that we use mostly low molecular weight viscosity grades of the polymer. Solubility in solvent or polymer used should easily be soluble in the selected solvent. Polymer used should produce an elegant appearance or film on the tablet. It should be stable in the heat and light, and the polymer which is we are using for the coating suspension should not produce any bridging effect, or it should not fill the monograms or break lines which are embossed or debossed on the core tablet. It should be colorless or tasteless. The polymer used should be compatible to the core tablet and the other ingredients used in the coating suspension. So these were the basic properties of the polymer. Now if we talk about classification of polymers, we have different classes of the polymer. 1, 2, 3, 4. We have 4 classes of polymer. First class is cellulosic derivatives. Second is vinyl derivative. Third is glycols, and fourth is acrylate derivatives. In cellulosic derivative, which we have HPMC hydroxypropyl methyl cellulose, HPC hydroxypropyl cellulose. Basically this one is glucose, this one is methoxyl ethyl cellulose, and CAP cellulose acetate phthalate. These come under the class of cellulosic derivatives. If we talk about vinyl derivatives, we have PVP or choledone. In glycols, we have polyethylene glycols. In acrylate derivatives, we have udroget L and S. These are the classes of polymer from which we can select polymer depending upon the formulation. So now we have 2 main things or components of the polymer. One is functional coating and other is non-functional coating. Basically on the choice of polymer used or the polymer which are we using, we divide our coating into 2 classes. One is functional coating and second is non-functional coating. Functional coating is that coating. Functional coating is the type of coating in which polymer used has direct effect on the release of drug or API. Mean if we are using a polymer which affect the release of our drug, that type of coating is called functional coating. If we are using a polymer which do not affect the release of our drug, that type of coating is known as non-functional coating. So on the basis of polymer used, we divide our coating system into two types. One is functional coating, other is non-functional coating. Functional coating, release of our API is extended or modified like in direct coating, and in non-functional coating there is no effect of polymer on the drug release like film coating. For polymer used is HPMC or HPC to release the to modify the release of API. If we use cellulose acetate, thiolate or Udrazit, these polymer release the these polymers affect the release of our API, so these come under the heading of functional coating. It was the main question which is mostly asked by the examiners or in different industries when you are working somewhere or when you are preparing about the coating, what is functional coating and what is non-functional coating. So these two are the types of coating which are dependent on the usage of polymer. This portion about polymer is completed now. Hope you can easily understand about the basics of polymer. Now we discuss about the solvents. Like the polymer, which is the major component of the coating suspension, solvent is also a main part because it acts as a carrier. Solvent acts as a carrier for polymers and other solid contents to deliver our solid contents onto the core of the tablet to form a film. So solvents is a basic or main component. The basic properties of the solvents are it should dissolve or disperse the polymer used easily. It should have rapid drying rate. It should be inexpensive. It should be safe for human and environment. There are two types of solvents which we can use for our coating suspension. One is aqueous and other is organic solvent. Aqueous solvent is water and organic solvent have different types of solvents like isopropyl alcohol, rectified spirits, etc. In the aqueous coating we have advantage of human safety and environmental safety. Regulatory bodies demand to use water as a solvent to protect the environment and our operators. So we should try to use on the first priority aqueous solvent like water for suspension preparation. In the case where we have a product which is sensitive to the water or moisture and we cannot use aqueous coating, there first we apply a seal coat of organic solvent, then we apply aqueous coating. So we try to reduce the usage of organic solvents as low as we can. If we talk about solvents, we divide our coating into three types depending upon the solvent. One is aqueous coating, second is organic coating, third is hydroalcoholic coating. As the name indicates, if we use water as a solvent, it is known as aqueous coating. If we use organic solvent, it is known as organic coating suspension. If we use combination of both water and organic solvent, it is known as hydroalcoholic. One main important point which we should understand in this heading is that we should focus on the percentage of coating suspension. In aqueous suspension, aqueous coating we prepare 12 to 15% suspension. In organic we prepare 5 to 8%. In hydroalcoholic we prepare 8 to 10% coating suspension. So now we have completed the solvent portion. Now we have plasticizers. Plasticizers are basically used to enhance the film forming capacity of our polymer. Polymers are long chain molecules and plasticizers break the interaction of polymer chains, rearrange themselves and modify the structure of polymer and enhance the film forming capacity of the polymer. Without plasticizer, the film forming capacity of polymer is not as good as we required, so we always use plasticizer to enhance the film forming capacity of the polymer. Plasticizer also reduce the glass transition temperature of the polymer. Polymer plasticizer have three types, three classes. One is polyols, organic esters and oils. In polyols we have glycerine or polyethylene glycol (PEG). In organic ester we have triacetyl. In oils we have castor oil. Any one of these can be used as a plasticizer in the coating suspension, and plasticizers simply enhance the film forming capacity of the polymer. Now the fourth component is the colorants. Colorants are used in the coating suspension depending upon the formulation. If we use colorants, we can use F, D and C or D and C type colors. Simply we have lakes and dyes. Lakes are water insoluble, dyes are water soluble. So lakes are preferred because when we use heat, they does not migrate, and if we use dyes on heating, dye migration take place, so color variation are observed. So in the coating suspension, we try to use insoluble lakes. Next portion is the occupants. Occupants are basically inorganic materials which are used to prepare a base, or they are used to mask the color of the coating core tablet. Basically, occupants make a base to mask the color of core tablet. When we use occupants as a base, we require less quantity of colorants to achieve the desired level of the color. Colors are expensive, occupants are less expensive. So when we use occupants in our formulation, we require less quantity of colorants to achieve a good and uniform level of the color. The next portion is miscellaneous. Under miscellaneous, we have flavors. Flavorants are used to give flavor to our products. We have surfactants. Surfactants can also be added into the coating suspension to enhance the solubility of insoluble ingredients. Antioxidants can also be added into the coating formulation to prevent oxidation of the dyes and to prevent color change. Last one is antimicrobial agents. Antimicrobial agents can also be added or included into the coating suspension to prevent microbial growth in the coating suspension. So this was a brief overview about the coating suspension or about the formulation of coating suspension. If you like our video, subscribe the channel, and for the next video, Allah Hafiz.